Good evening, Cherries fans, Leeds fans, and all football fans in general. Welcome to our free for all reaction show after the game up at Elland Road, where we were 3-1 up and we blew it again. As always, it is a pleasure to have my right hand man with me, Mr. Matthew Harrison. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. We're all good.
Good, good. Yes, and of course we did the watch along show. We enjoyed that, didn't we? It was good
Yeah,
fun. Apart from the result, mind.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll discuss all that in a bit. Whilst everybody is coming into the room, we've got 10 on YouTube at the moment. We've got lots more actually on Facebook watching tonight. So I'll just play a little bit about dental on the banks. What they can do for you, visit dentalonthebanks.co.uk. Remember, this is a free for all show, so you can get involved. If you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description. You'll be able to also get it on Facebook as well. So please do join in. And of course, it is flashing down the bottom. So do scribble it down and come join us. We do have one guest, which is sitting backstage. So let's welcome him on. Um, Welcome onto the show, Simon. Hello, Simon. I think Simon's having a few issues with his camera and mic, so hopefully he'll be back on in a bit. But so at the start of yesterday, we was full of optimism, wasn't we? We thought, right, okay, we've had 3 defeats on the bounce. One of those was against Spurs, a very good Spurs team. Um, and I thought, and to be fair, a lot of Leeds fans have said that some people have used teams like Leeds. Um, and okay, Leeds are a lot bigger club than we are, but at the same time, it's these sort of games which are going to define us, isn't it?
yeah. Unfortunately, so. When you look back over the last sort of 2 games, we can't seem to kill games off from winning positions, can we?
No.
Which is, we played a very good Tottenham side who we weren't very good in the first half. But when you play a side like Tottenham, they do have the likes of Lucas Moura on the bench and players like that who can come on and change the game. But being 3-1 up,
Yeah.
and to lose it 4-3, it just does prove we don't know how to keep the goals out to finally win these games. So it's a little bit, well, I say a little bit, very disappointing yesterday.
Mm.
Especially being 3-0 up, 3-1 up, sorry, and going on to lose it is to have that happen 2 games in a row is very disheartening.
Yeah.
And it does make you wonder, how we're going to pull it out of the bag in the next game.
Yeah, completely agree. Let's go back in time. Let's think before that Southampton match, because we'd recently beaten Leicester. We got a draw against Brentford at home. Um, Things were looking quite rosy, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously the start that Gary O'Neill had, and picked up the points, and that it was always going to be a test after the first defeat on how he would react, as a manager, how he could get the squad to respond to a defeat. So and how we would bounce back, and at the moment we kind of haven't, have we?
No.
So this is a massive, I mean, Gary O'Neill, I'm not gonna stand here slating him, but I mean, this is a massive learning curve for him. Obviously he's a new manager, so he's gonna learn a lot from this period,
Yeah.
which he'll take on for the rest of his career, I reckon. People will be saying, he's not the man for the job. Maybe he's not, but that's down to the new ownership to eventually decide, and we go from there.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have a couple of guests waiting backstage, so let's welcome them on. Firstly, Max, how you doing, Max?
How's it going, mate? You alright?
Yeah, all good, all good. And I know you was watching our watch along, wasn't you?
Oh yeah.
You are.
Don't
You're up the cherries in all departments, Chris Kamara. That's what we're nicknaming you now.
worry.
You are Chris Kamara.
Yeah, I don't get
But
how they came back yesterday. Like, I was thinking 3-1. Yeah, I'm confident. I even said to you in the chat, 4-1. We should be fine. But I mean that chance with Kiefer Moore, it was like the defenders a few yards away from him on his strong foot as well. Like we scored against Spurs, it was closer range up, but their goalkeeper managed to get his hand to it and save it. But I was like 3-1 up. It was a nice finish from Solanke, and then as soon as they scored that 3-2, I was like, this is going to be a Tottenham Hotspur, isn't it? And I could literally tell, because our only 2 chances in the second half was when Stacey had that really close shot. It went wide. But yeah, I was like, oh, what can I say?
thanks, Liam. He's not going to let this down, is he? He's yeah. I think Liam is subscribed to our Facebook show, and he is going to constantly just post things about Paddy from Emmerdale. Right, shall we have a look? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Oh, Simon is actually in the room twice, so hopefully, fingers crossed. But let's try the second one. You might have to come off the first one. So I'll tell you what I'll do, because that one doesn't seem to be moving. I'll just keep that one from the studio, and let's bring you in. Hello, Simon. You're right.
Hello, mate. Thanks for bearing with me.
No, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. So yeah, sometimes StreamYard can be a bit awkward. Of course. Are you a Bournemouth fan or a Leeds fan?
Okay, would you like some history?
Go on then.
Right. Once I get my bloody phone in place, I just need some blue tack or something. Okay, I'm gonna have to just hold it. I'm gonna hold it in place, as the actress said to the bishop. Okay, so my first Bournemouth game when I was a young child, 1973, against Swindon in the league. And of course, we lost 2-1 that game. I've lived abroad in between that time, so I haven't managed to go to all the games. But now my son is a huge fan, and we go to almost all the games. We're London-based, so we've been to loads of games this season. We were going to go yesterday, but God, that was really, really hard to take, wasn't it? Really, for a die-hard ball. My son was literally nearly in tears. I mean, that was hard to take, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And when being 3-1 up, and to be honest, we were in control of the game. I think, we were much the better side. Leeds were on the back foot. They had the penalty that we gave away, in the first minute, but we come back strongly. Do you think that Gary O'Neill is the man for the job, or do you think this just shows a little bit of naivety from him?
Is that to me or to the other chap?
To yourself, Simon.
Okay. He's definitely not the man for the job. There's no two ways about it. The rot set in Southampton at home. The way that we set up, very defensive. He was a little bit overpleased to have this unbeaten run, in my opinion. And he just wanted to keep. We had to go for Southampton that night. We had to. Really had to go for that. And just the whole performance. And then, my biggest issue with Gary O'Neill, the substitutions. I don't know what he's doing with the substitutions, but I love Zamora and Jayden Anthony, who scored in front of us for that winner away at Forest, which was probably one of the best games ever. Why is he not playing them? Why is Jay-Z? Jay-Z was Paul Merson was talking on Sky Sports News, saying how amazing he was at Newcastle. He's worth 25 million. And Jayden Anthony, another brilliant player. I know their contracts run out at the end of the season. Is that an issue? I know some other channels have said that it might be something going on behind the scenes why he's not playing them. But to bring on Rothwell, who looks creaky, I'm confused with Jay-Z and Jayden Anthony, why they're not playing.
We've said this before with regards to Zamora, and I think he is a highly, highly rated player. I think he will be a player that will be a regular in a top 6 side eventually, if not a top 4 side. And just what he brings, the drives forwards. I just don't understand why he's not playing him, and I've got to agree with you completely there, Simon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, whoever comes in, will make those decisions. Gary O'Neill's a lovely chap, met him personally, but on the same side, I can see now why some fans are a bit reluctant for him to take the job, because we should be seeing a 3-1 lead. We should be seeing that game out.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
You can understand the Spurs one, but not yesterday.
We can say lots of stuff, can't we? But Lewis Cook in the last 4 or 5 minutes to go, and he's hoisting a ball up onto when they're baying for blood, and so are 36,000 fans, hoisting it after Kiefer Moore did so well to get that free kick, didn't he? Really got flattened, got a free kick, and then Lewis Cook just hoists it. Obviously, all their defenders, boom, header out, coming for us. What was he doing there? What was that free kick all around? I just did not understand it. No. And then if you watch it, that last goal, I'm sure you have, Lewis Cook is running on the side of him. He doesn't even challenge, does he? He kind of stands off him and lets the guy score it. Oh, Jesus.
Here's something, actually, and you brought up a really good point there, because what Manchester City do very well in that sort of situation is they do concede the technical foul, let's call it. Exactly. They will. Yeah. Why did we not do that?
Why?
Just break up the play and get everybody back.
Well, at 3-1 up, we should have been doing that. We should have been fraying the game. We should have been annoying them, kicking the ball out, get a yellow card here and there. It's desperate, isn't it now? To stay in this Prem now, which is probably one of the best Prem there's ever been, you've got to just do everything you can. We made it too easy for them. We're just like, you have a little go and then we'll have a go, and just playing it very straight and fair, which is the Bournemouth way, which is, good for the young fans or whatever to see it being played properly. But you've got to be have a bit more guile, haven't you? You've got to be a bit darker now, to get the points or even a point.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Just a quick message that is on the screen from a Fulham fan. Bournemouth had the game in the bag, but I think that your team will still bounce back from this game. Good luck with the rest of the season. Thank you, Wayne. I know that you've been on here a couple of times before, so I do appreciate you checking us out. I'm sure that you're subscribed, but yeah, thank you so much. Shall we bring in somebody else as well? I think we'll recognise him though. I think we'll recognise him. He's looks like he's wandering around the room, but he's sat down now. Hello, Mr. Harrison.
Hello, Paddy. How you doing?
Oh dear. For anybody that doesn't realise, my little brother, who is based up in Reading, he's a bloody Reading fan, decided he was going to call me Paddy Kirk from Emmerdale. Now, what is probably the worst team to call your brother Paddy Kirk against? Leeds, because Emmerdale is Yorkshire. If I'm right in thinking, it is Yorkshire, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So, worst possible game to actually start this off, and now I can't shift it.
That
So,
was my, by the way, Craig.
what's that?
That was me doing it because I knew you wouldn't be able to see who the user was.
Oh, was it? Oh, so I'm blaming my little brother, and it's actually you sod. Right, let's go back to the start of this game. So what we'll do is we'll oh, I think Simon might have disappeared, but no, thank you so much for coming on, Simon. We really appreciate your comments, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on this show. So do feel free to jump back on if you want. It's entirely up to you. We have got 25 viewers on YouTube. So yeah, good to have you all with us. There's a lot more on Facebook as well, and I'm not sure how we can see how many is on Twitter, but we'll find out. So let's start off from the start of the game. So within a minute, we concede the penalty. Fair penalty, guys, or another one that I know, Max, you was very, very against it. After watching it back, are you still with the opinion that it shouldn't have been a penalty?
Look, is it 6 penalties now we've conceded this season?
Yeah. Forest, Newcastle.
Forest, Newcastle,
Fulham.
Oh yeah, Fulham. We should have had one at Fulham when Regic's got pulled back, but of course not. Forest, Newcastle. West Ham. Yeah. Oh, I don't understand what's going on with our club this season. Right, if Gary O'Neill's to stay in charge, he needs to work on set pieces and building in the pressure and that we can't take. If we can't take pressure, then we're buggered for the season. Because if we're going to carry on being like this, I hate to say it, we're probably going to go down. As much as I want us to stay up, I'll take 16th, I'll take 17th. That proves we need transfers. But look, if you're 3-1 up right against Leeds, right, you got to be in control of the game. As soon as it was 3-2, I'm like, look, please defend the lead and attack us at the same time. Don't just sit back because you're just going to invite more pressure onto you. And that happened, and it went 3-3. And I'm like, I hate to say it, if there's going to be another in this goal in this game, it's going to be Leeds, because although possession does not score goals, they were all over us and they were banging on the door and they got their goal. Another thing as well, with the defensive error. One of their players timed his one really well. Went straight through on goal. Nice pass. I can't take it away from Leeds. Nice pass. Travers sat Travers down, back of the net, 4-3. Went in the back. It went in the back of the net, 4-3. And I was like, "Be lucky if we get a point from this game, even if we can scramble the last minute goal." But I still wouldn't be happy with that, because personally, if we got 4, I'd rather took the loss to make them think, look, what's wrong with you? This is twice. Although you said maybe against Spurs because they're a good team and they're a lot more better than us. But come on, Leeds United, like, no disrespect, but a team that's roughly like, we could argue this is the same level as us. Like, you can't. Yeah, we went fourth, come back 3-1 against Liverpool, but games like that happen. But if it's Leeds, then surely we would have 3-1 up. We should be rattling them, getting winning fouls and that, and getting free kicks and that to slow the game down. I just I'm flabbergasted. I don't understand, because we got to bounce back at Everton. If not, we're in trouble. I'm sorry, but we're in trouble.
I think we're already in trouble, to be honest, looking at the league table.
Being
Can you hear us, Simon? Can you hear us, Simon? I think Simon's camera is playing up again. Just very quickly, we'll flash up on the screen. As a Leeds fan, congrats. You came to play and did well. Most teams sit back at Leeds and we find them hard to break down. If we had lost at Liverpool and yesterday, we would be bottom, fine margins. Yeah, it is. And it's good to have you with us again, Alan. And thank you to all the Leeds fans who did put nice comments, especially on our opposition preview show. I know we had a couple of stupid comments on the watch along afterwards, but for them, majority of Leeds fans are absolutely fine. So let's go back to that penalty. Max has given us quite a bit of in-depth information.
Well, I thought we were just talking about the penalty, and Max.
Yeah,
that's what we. That's it. That Max went off on one, but that's fine, mate. That's fine.
Kamara's gone off on one, isn't he?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about
unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable.
Yeah, when I was looking at let's start with the penalty. Then let's not be a Chris Kamara for the whole show. What was I meant to say? When I was watching it, I was looking at the clock in the top corner because I've got it on a show. I'm like, hold on a minute, is this 2 minutes in? We've got conceded a penalty, and I'm like, I was clapping my hands, and I was like, we go 2-0 down. Hopefully, we can come back 3-2. But nah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so this penalty. We'll go back to so the penalty, Matt, Sam, you've watched it again on Match of the Day. What did you make of it?
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
At first, I thought it looked soft, but when you saw it a second time, it's a penalty. You can't deny it. One of those in it. I think he's intentionally gone for the ball, completely misjudged it, and took the player.
Yeah.
Is that really? Yeah, it's the right call. Never good to give a penalty away that early in the game, but
I can't hear you guys, I'm afraid. So
that's all right, Simon. Thank you so much for coming on earlier on, though. Yeah, sorry you're having problems there. There we are. So yeah, unfortunately, is it Simon? Well, when he was on and when it was working, puts
some very good points across there.
Yeah, so thank you, and you're more than welcome anytime. But yeah, I've got to agree, it was a penalty all day long. Missed the player. Missed the ball. Sorry, I should say. Got the player. And yeah, it was. What happened. We've now got 30 on YouTube. It is going up. Please, Leeds fans, do feel free to get involved. All the link you need to go to is in the description. You might have to copy and paste it. It is going across the bottom of the screen. You're more than welcome. Just please, if you do come on, be nice, which the majority of Leeds fans have been. We've just had one or two silly ones, but hey, you get that in every fan base. I'll tell you what, let's bring on James Reed. Hello, James, you all right?
Yeah.
What did you think about the penalty? Was it? Yeah. I think, to be honest, it was a penalty all day long, unfortunately. But it's one of those. It's one of those. Here we are. Paul from Oz posts under the name of Ray Ticket. Is Metham banned for next Saturday, or will the League Cup be his missed game?
Oh,
I've got a funny feeling that'd be the league game, wouldn't it?
yeah. I think
league game.
Mm,
Yeah, because if a man, because you know when Conte got sent off against Bournemouth for arguing, he only missed a game in the Premier League in the when it was Champions League game, he was on the touchline.
yeah, that's an interesting point. That
Yeah.
hopefully Lloyd Kelly's back. Otherwise,
I think Tuesday night we'll see probably two very different Bournemouth and Everton teams. I think both sides have got more to do in the league than they have probably in the cup.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change around of players anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So of course we've gone 1-0 down. This penalty's gone in. It was Rodrigo who, a lot of Leeds fans, to be fair, before the game were moaning about like no tomorrow. They really don't like him. Some Leeds fans really do not like Rodrigo. And I can see. Oh, this is interesting. No, he will be banned for the next domestic game, which is the cup game.
Oh,
If that's true, that's good. That's good because I'm not really bothered about this cup game. In all fairness, you know, if we go out of the Carabao Cup, then so be it. So be it. You know, but it's the points that we get on the board in the Premier League, isn't it? Really. So let's talk about how we bounced back because I was quite impressed when we did go 1-0 down, how we just responded straight away. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was great. From my perspective, when I was watching the game, it was a nice cross. It fell to Taverner's feet, and I was like, "Please bury this. You got no defenders around you. Like you got to score this." And I'm like, "He scored it." I'm like, "Fair enough." Back in the game at 1-1. It was good to bounce back.
hmm We do have another guest waiting backstage. So let's get him on. Welcome onto the show, Ash. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Are you a Bournemouth fan?
I'm a Leeds fan, actually, but I was just
Leeds
tuning
fan.
in to see what you
Excellent.
guys had to think about the game. So
Good to have you with us, mate. Good to have you with us, and you know, thank you so much for joining us on this show. Oh, there's Sam Harrison. He's disappeared. So we were just talking about Rodrigo, and a lot of Leeds fans that we've been speaking to don't like him. What's your
yeah,
thoughts on him?
I mean, Rodrigo was quite a big purchase, and we feel as Leeds fans that he's not really delivered much for how much he cost. He seems to take too many touches. He doesn't fit around the press very well. And people will debate this and say, "Oh, but he scored this many goals. Like he scored 6 goals now, I believe." So, but he just doesn't fit the system. For me, I'd personally have Sonny Perkins as our number one striker at the minute, or Geltard. I don't think Bamford is doing very well. Like he's missed like 9 big chances, and he just doesn't score goals. So we don't really have anyone who fits Bamford's mould. So then we use Rodrigo. But we need a striker. I think it's pretty evident we need a striker. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Rodrigo, really.
This Somerville looks a good player, though.
Yeah, I think we've got really good youth. So we've got people like Somerville coming through, Geltard, Nonto, obviously. I think when Jesse Mast made the changes, like with Nonto, and we now start Somerville's started the last 3 games, and I think the subs were really good. I think the first half you should have been about 4 or 5 up, potentially. You just didn't finish your chances. And when we got chances, we sort of finished them. But I think the first half was yours and like the second half was ours. pretty much.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. The thing is, with Leeds, I was surprised. Well, that you allowed us to get into that much of a rhythm. You didn't really offer much in that first half, apart from that good run, which then we conceded the penalty. Um, is that a common theme? Because when I was speaking to the Square Ball, it seems like Leeds do play well at times and then struggle within the same game. And is that fair analysis?
I think Leeds are probably the most unpredictable team in the Premier League. Like, you don't know what lead you're going to get half the time. We've had some really good games where we probably should have walked away with points, like the Arsenal game, for example. And then we struggle against teams around us, like Crystal Palace, like Aston Villa, blah, blah, blah. But it's usually because, like, the big teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, they're more possession based. So they try to keep possession and sort of go through us. Whereas teams like Bournemouth and so forth have figured us out, I guess, and they just bypass our midfield, big long balls over, like you did to Moore, and sending balls to Moore, and then you get goals from that. It's like you've just figured it out. And that's where we're weak. That's where Leeds are really weak, because our defence was appalling. I think your defence was appalling as well, but
yeah, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
If we allowed you to come back from 3-1, then, mate, you're wrong. You're not wrong.
At half time, I was about to walk out. Like, I was so close to just like switching like the stream off. And
if it went 4-1, would you have not bothered? Would you just completely shut off?
Yeah, I think so. I was getting pissed off at that point. But
fair enough.
I don't know how we managed to do it, to be honest. It was a shock.
That Greenwood's goal was something special, though, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. See, the thing with Greenwood, that's probably the best I've ever seen him play for Leeds. I don't really rate him, if I'm honest. When he was coming on, like when he was going to be the player that was subbed on, I was like, oh no, what? Why? Just why? I thought there was better options, but to get a goal and an assist, like, fair play to the lad. Like, he's quite a young guy as well. But yeah, I was really impressed with him. But I think the standout player for me was Nonto, and obviously Tyler Adams. What a signing! He's just everywhere. He's like COVID. He's everywhere.
I was reading actually a bit about Tyler Adams, and what he's done since he's been at Leeds, and his whole approach. And it seems like, because of course you lost Calvin Phillips, and I thought, especially considering the narrow escape last season, I thought that was going to be a big loss for you guys. But Tyler Adams has kind of stepped into that role, hasn't he?
Yeah, I guess like Phillips was sort of a mix between Rocker and Tyler Adams. So we now have Tyler Adams, who's good at like winning the ball back and making challenges, and then you have Rocker, who's sort of more visionary. So we'll pick the ball up, pass it and move, or look for long balls. And so he's more of a technical player, and you've got Tyler Adams, who's more of a, like, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows, but like when David Batty used to play for Leeds, he's like quite a similar sort of player to that. So I think he's been a really, really good signing, and I think for me, he's been the best player for Leeds this season.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just go back to that Tavernier goal, because of course he scored the equaliser was the first goal that he scored for Bournemouth, guys. What did you make of that? And it'll be quite interesting to get your thoughts, Ash, as well, on the defensive frailties there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really good goal. Great finish. I think our defense was so poor, to be honest. Like, you just figured this out. Like, you knew how to bypass the press straight away. And I think once you got your first goal, after that, you kept doing the same things and it kept working. So why change something if it was going to keep working? That's why I was surprised when the second half, like how we managed to just, I don't know what changed really, but you didn't seem to get possession as much, so you couldn't be sending them balls over.
Yeah, definitely. What did you make of that equaliser, Matt?
Sorry, I was just reading a comment that come through.
I've just seen that actually now. But it's Mr. Tumble. Shouldn't you be in bed ready to be on CBBS early in the morning? Oh, for crying out loud. Do you know what? It's
Oh
who's put that? Was that Mr. Harrison?
no, it wasn't. I don't think.
It's not. Right, I'm gonna have a look, see who it was. Right, back to the football.
Yes.
so what do you guys think? Of course, Ash has told us a bit about what he thought of the Tavernier goal, but what did you guys think?
I thought he had a good game yesterday. I thought probably one of the best games he's had for us, Tavernier. But yeah, I mean, it was I don't know. It's just too sickening still to talk about, isn't it? Really, you're 3-1 up, and for me, I just rule the chances that we didn't take, especially that Kiefer Moore one. Kiefer Moore should have buried that, and the game would have probably been over at 4-1. So, I mean, we've only got ourselves to blame. It's just a real hard one to talk about, to be honest.
I've just had a look, see who's put that Mr. Tumble comment. It's you, but you've actually spelt it wrong as well. Back to school, Matt. Back to school. What did you think, James, of the Tavernier goal?
Yeah.
Good, wasn't it? It was good, mate. And Max, what do you think? Oh, that's what he thought. He's disappeared. You get used to this, Ash. It's very, very raw and ready, this show. Things just happen, don't they, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, we got ourselves in front, and we went a little bit mental on our watch along. Around about the 20-minute mark, it was Phil Bill who got that second goal. Nice bit of play. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The build up to that goal was lovely, and the way Billin managed to finish that and keep the ball under the bar was nice finish.
Yeah.
Nice finish. Because as soon as it left his foot, I thought that was going miles over, but yeah, he'd done well to keep that under.
Yeah. What did you make of it, Ash?
To be honest, I didn't think it was going to go in. So it was a great strike. Yeah, at that point, I was just shocked, and the more you kept scoring, the more I was drinking. So yeah, it got to half time, and I was already a bit tipsy. I thought, I was just not looking forward to the second half, and yeah, this is like 2 weeks on the trot for you. The same sort of things happen now. So, why do you guys think this is happening? Is it a confidence thing, or?
Let's throw that out into the room.
Personally, I just think they can't take the pressure at the minute. I've noticed literally the last last 2 games, ever since we've had to try and defend, where the other oppositions have kept coming close, we've just kept clearing it out for a corner and headers from a corner, and we've been conceding like 3 goals from a corner from the last 2 games, 2 against Spurs, and I think 1 against Leeds, wasn't it? A powerful header from Cooper. And I'm like, it's the same as Tottenham last week, and I'm like, it's just a repeat, really, isn't it? A repeat show.
See, I thought you guys would be really good at set pieces because you've got some big lads in that team.
I mean, Keith Moore.
I'm sorry, guys, to butt in. Sorry to butt in.
Hello, Simon.
Sorry, mate. No, I was just because I've missed a little bit of it because of the bloody internet and stuff. But have you been discussing Travers at all? Well, are we allowed to do that, or is that kind of sacred ground, or are we allowed to kind of discuss about him, or have you done that already?
Go on then. Yeah, go for it.
Huh?
Hello. Sorry,
Well,
it's
I'll give
breaking up. Some.
background.
All the sound's gone again, I think.
So annoying.
Oh. Bet this was going to be a really good point as well. Is it gone again? It's gone again, Craig. I
Yeah,
think.
it's gone again. Sorry, Simon. Let's go on. As we were saying, beforehand. So, yeah, I personally think our midfield is probably our strongest point. Would you agree, Matt? It's probably our
Yeah,
strongest area of the
I
field.
would say it's the strongest area.
Those three midfielders, Lewis Cook, Philip Billing, Jefferson Lerma. However, I don't think, like for that Leeds fourth goal, there was no tactical foul. There was nothing like that. I think Lewis Cook has been a little bit softer. He's a quality player. He's not really been the tough tackling midfielder that he can be. I think Lerma's always trying to protect himself from getting sent off. I think defensively we are quite poor at this moment in time. Metham, especially. What do you put it down to? Do you think Metham is? Because I'm trying to pinpoint. It's twice. It's
I,
twice in a row it's happened now.
I think personally, Craig, that the back four are missing the experience of Neto behind them to command the area, to command his box. Travs is going to be a great keeper, but you can just see the bags of experience Neto's got. Every time he comes for a ball, he punches it, he catches it. Travs isn't at that level yet, and I don't think he's got that kind of experience to command his defenders as Neto does. So I think defence do miss that, because the likes of Meppen, he's come on leaps and bounds this season. He's starting to settle in well. You've got Zamora, who should be playing a lot more, but you've got Fredericks, who's experienced. You've got Smithy, that's experienced. So the back four has come on a lot this season. So for me, I think we miss Neto, someone there that's really commanding from his defenders.
Would it be good though, as well, in games like this where we are leading, where Leeds? Let's be fair. There was a point in that second half where the game turned and you could see pressure coming on all the time. And did you have that little bit of hope, Ash, at that point, or do you think it's still a mountain to climb?
Hope that the we was going to win.
Well, get something from it.
It's difficult because as being a Leeds supporter, you get a lot of stress being a Leeds supporter, and you get grey hair after being about a Leeds supporter for about 5 minutes. So, no, in all honesty, because Leeds have done it in the past, like especially this season, where they'll be playing better and they'll be creating loads of chances, but in the final third, they just can't finish. So I thought it was going to be one of them games where we keep getting close, but we wouldn't finish the chances. But on this occasion, we finished the chances somehow. And it could be the change of our starting 11. Obviously, Harrison was changed for Nonto and Somerville instead of Sinistera and so forth. So, yeah, maybe that, bringing on the youth and stuff did it for us.
I think from our perspective, and when going back to this midfield, we've got loads of talent in there. Billing, Lerma, Cook are excellent. However, would would this have been the perfect game to play somebody like Ben Pearson, somebody who will get themselves about, make it difficult for the Leeds midfield? What do you reckon, guys? I think we've lost your sound now, Matt. We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I've had poor connection. That's why I kept rejoining.
Have you? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think there's some challenges that have happened tonight.
I mean, I'm not in the house right now. I'm not streaming directly from the house.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
I'm in the
that's
log
fair
cabin.
enough. Yeah. We shall see. Is
Hello.
hello? I can hear you now. I can hear you. What keeps happening? I don't understand it.
I don't know. This was happening a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is why the not
What was the question again,
Southampton.
Greg? Sorry, I'm trying to
So, do you think
make
Ben
sure. I don't-
Pearson would have been perfect for this game? 3-1 up. We need to keep it. Keep that lead intact. Ben Pearson, I think, could have been the sort of player who could have changed that a little bit.
Yeah, well, maybe not. He wouldn't have come on and changed the game, but he may have.
Put a little bit of defensiveness
He would
in
have
there.
put a more defensive
Break up
aspect
plays.
on it, and we wouldn't have been so. It's not like bringing on a fifth defender. So I mean, I would have possibly made that change. I mean, Simon touched on it a little while ago when he was on.
Mhm.
You know, the last few games. I mean, even we've said, his substitutions we haven't quite understood. Like bringing on Rothwell yesterday. Yeah, the guy's going to need some game time because he's been out injured. But yesterday wasn't the type of game to bring him on. And when he brought him on against Southampton, I don't understand why he brought Stanislas on.
Mhm.
They're not match fit. When you got someone on there that's Zamora and Anthony and Pearson, all players that are fit and haven't been injured, and he goes and bring on two players that are coming back from injury. I just don't think the game needed that really yesterday. Rather than bringing on Rothwell, you bring on a Pearson, gives you an
Mhm.
extra bit. Um, Gives you an extra bit of bite in that midfield, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, you can imagine, for their fourth goal, if that was Pearson there, Pearson would have chopped the player out and took the red card for the team. He's that kind of player. But yeah, it's all hearsay now, isn't it? I mean, it's done and dusted. But I mean, I really don't understand what his substitutions were about yesterday. I don't know how they were going to improve the scoreline or make any um. I don't understand how that was going to change the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Did you guys expect? What did you guys expect before the game? Like, what was your expectations of how the game was going to play out? Was you worried about anyone on the lead side, or thrilled that we got quite a few injuries at the minute? But like, what was your expectations?
I watched that game against. Oh, sorry, Max. Do you want to go?
Oh yeah. I was going to quickly say, I said to you when you was doing your watch along with Matt and Sam in Matt's living room.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's Matt's living room. I said that Patrick Bamford could be a key player that is missing for Leeds if he was going to be on form. Also, I said although some Leeds fans don't like Rodrigo, I was from watching his performances. He's one of them players we might have to keep quiet. And I did say to you, didn't I, before the game, he could be one of them players that could be a threat. And he slotted the penalty away, didn't he? So, I mean, credit to him for scoring a penalty, which was another player I thought could have caused us problems, which he did.
Hmm. Yeah. I thought personally, and I saw the game against Liverpool that you won. Again, for large spells, I thought Leeds were very, very good in that game. I think, it's well, from what the square ball say, Leeds seem to pull it out the bag when it's, up against the bigger sides. But I was hoping that we could get back to winning ways, get something. I would have been happy with a point at the start of the day. At 3-1 up, I was disappointed we didn't get all three. But at the start of the game, I would have been happy with a point. You all right,
Yeah.
James?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Would you have been happy with a point at the start of the day, mate?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And 3-1 up, you would expect us to win that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd expect us to win that as well. I'm not even if say like we go 2-0 up against Everton in the Premier League, not the Cup. I still wouldn't be confident. 3-0 at least.
I think that was really impressive as well because you've got to remember, Ellen Road's not an easy place to go to. Like at home, we've only lost to Arsenal there this season, so and we probably should have won that game. So when it was 3-1 up, I was like, wow, like Bournemouth, you've just come up. This is your first season. I think you've done pretty well so far. I mean, you didn't have the best of starts, but that obviously leads me on to my next question is, who do you think's going down this season? Because it's not like last season where you've got a Norwich and a Watford, so like you can definitely say they was going down. This season, like it could be anyone. Like I have no idea.
Who wants to start on that one?
I'll start then.
Go on then, Matt.
Personally, if teams carry on at the minute how they're playing, I mean Leicester have pulled themselves together now. 2 wins on the bounce. Forest as well. I reckon they could go down. They managed to scrap a point, didn't they, at home to Brentford?
Yeah.
Goal line technology. I don't know. I reckon Forest is going to be really close. I reckon Forest. Who else? I'm trying to think.
Wolves are down there.
Wolves. They got flattened by Brighton 3-2, and I reckon Southampton maybe.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Ash.
I reckon Leeds personally will get 14th or 15th.
Well, I'm going to be completely honest. We did a tier list at the start of the season, and some Leeds fans might criticise me for this, but I don't. At the start of the season, I don't rate Jesse Marsh. I've got to be honest. I don't rate him. I think he got you over the line just last season, and at the start of the season, I thought Leeds would be one of the three. I'm sure you'll forgive me for that, but it was based purely. If it was Marcelo Bielsa in charge of Leeds, and it was quite interesting when I spoke to the Square Ball, Bielsa, the wheels had fallen off a little bit, hadn't they? And I hadn't realised how much they had, because Bielsa, you always see him as quite a charismatic manager, somebody who is a veteran of the game. I was surprised when he went to Leeds in the first place, but he did a good job getting Leeds back to where they belong, really. So that's why I based it on. Do I still think that now? No, I think you'll have just about enough. I think, I don't think you'll be top half, but I think you'll have, well, probably more than enough. I think more than enough. But if you ask me for my 3 to go down, I think Nottingham Forest, buying all these players, is it 23 players? 22 players. Well, that does not work. It does not work. It was
Happened to Fulham, didn't it?
Yeah. And what happened with them? I think Nottingham Forest will go down. That's one I'm sure on. Even though they beat Liverpool, and they were singing for ages about that afterwards. When you read Twitter and everything, I think they're goners.
22 players and trying to get them all to play in the same team, like all brand new Forest team from the Championship. It's not going to work out. You need to train together, get used to each other's style of play, and work as a team. Not just chuck them all in at once. You need to slowly build them into the team. Like, obviously give them minutes, but don't just chuck them all in at once. Like, just slowly distribute it through the players into a team.
Wolves. I think Wolves are in trouble.
They've still not got a manager, have they? So
they have decided on who is going to be taken over, but he's going to be taken over on the 14th of November. So ready for after the World Cup. The problem is with Wolves is they've had quite a few injuries, but they aren't scoring. They're conceding too many. I don't personally think. I think they'll be right down there. Southampton's the other one though, and I think Wolves is a maybe. Southampton, I think, is the other one, and I would hope that it would be between Wolves and Everton, but I think it could be between Wolves, Everton, and ourselves, which is why this game on next Saturday is so important. The quick thing, actually, has Ralph up the road been sacked? The Athletics saying anytime soon, Paul from Oz. I was reading something, actually. Matchday Vlogs was putting that out.
I've read something that apparently they were going to sack him during the World Cup, but now they're thinking about bringing it forward. So, I mean, but who knows with when you read stuff in the press like that, you just don't know, do you? But I'd imagine he will be sacked.
Yeah, I think so. It seems like Matchday Vlogs, which is a really good Southampton channel, I think they think that he's pretty much done. That it's all over for him. But which is a little bit shaming this because personally I don't think Ralph Hasenhüttl was a good manager at all. But I think I think that's my three, to be honest, Ash. And I think you probably agree that Leeds will be fine.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think Wolves, Nottingham Forest. I'm undecided on the last place. Southampton always seem to manage to do something, but their time might be up. But yeah, the third place, I couldn't say yet.
I think we're definitely going to be in that mix. So, would you say, Max?
I would say we're looking at being in that mix now. Yeah. I think Max has got some sort of noise going on in the background, so I've muted him. I kind of agree with Ash. From the beginning of the season, we kind of found it sort of fairly easy to do our sort of tier list. The way the season's developed now, it's difficult to pick three that will go down. But I would say I agree with Forest. I think Forest will probably be. It's just too hard. It's too hard. I mean, we're in the dogfight now. It's still quite open when you look at the table, isn't it? I mean, we're not even halfway through the season, and
you would have said Villa, wouldn't you? Before today.
No way on this earth.
No
way on this earth. Not with a manager of that caliber that they've brought in.
No
way. He's no Mickey Mouse manager, is he? He's left a side in Spain that he's had Champions League experience with, this, that, and the other, to come to Villa. He's not come to Villa to for a relegation battle. And look what he's done today against United. I mean, I know United have had a bit of a topsy-turvy season, but he's got a good result there today. So. Yeah, Villa definitely won't be down there. I mean, you haven't got Newcastle now, who have struggled season after season. They've been turned around. So it is a difficult one. No Watford, no. I mean, Fulham was the one that I did say would go straight back down, but look what they've done this season. Again, they've got a good, decent manager. So
Good
yeah,
number 9 as well. I think that always helps in the Premier League, having a good number 9 who can score goals.
Definitely, and he's not done it before in the Premier League quite like he's doing it this time. So he's proven a point as well. So yeah, it's too difficult. It's too difficult, I think, for me at the minute.
I think a lot of that was down to Scott Parker, wasn't it?
What, Mitrovic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. I mean, I think there was a lot of times that he subbed him a lot and didn't play him a lot, and obviously you can see from what Scott Parker's done to our side at the beginning of the season. I don't think he's the best manager or the best manager for giving players confidence, because that's what our lot lacked, and that run of 7 games proved it, didn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Mitrovic, I didn't think would turn it on in the Premier League this year, but he's proven me wrong, and he's banging in goals. And to be fair, Fulham looked really good against City yesterday. I don't know if you saw any of the highlights or what, but
yeah, I did actually.
They got up to City and they really took it to them. I mean, City only won with that. What was it, 95th minute penalty or something like that?
Haaland, come on!
Cancelo got sent off.
Yeah, Haaland got a disallowed goal, I think, and then he scored a penalty.
Yeah, Haaland scored a header, but in the 75th minute, but it was disallowed, I think.
So, I mean, they've gone up to City, and only lost 2-1, which is no real disgrace, is it, for a team like that? I mean, we go up there and we get thumped. So,
was it 9-0?
Nipper R, as a Leeds fan, good to have you with us, Nipper R. Did you enjoy the atmosphere? We wasn't actually up in Leeds. We did watch it on FCB TV, and yeah, the atmosphere in Leeds, it is like a 12th man, isn't it, Ash?
Yeah, it's always good at Ellen Road. Just hard to get tickets these days, though. It's always a full ground, and they're so expensive. But yeah, great atmosphere.
It's one of those. It's one of those traditional stadiums, isn't it? It's not, a stadium like, say, for example, the London Stadium or the new Spurs Stadium. It's, got that old feel to it, but still has got, decent capacity for a big club as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And
the London stadiums where you got Mo Farah running around the track.
Yeah. So no, to be honest, the atmosphere, from an away fan, probably no, we don't enjoy it, but we wasn't there. But at the same time, we try and do the same at Dean Court. Try and be that 12th man, try and be as noisy as possible and make it as intimidating as possible, and fair play to you. So, yeah, can't grumble about that. We are going to wrap up in a moment, but feel free, any Leeds fans, to come on. It is for us. Tickets are like rocking horse shit. Yeah, we know that feeling as well, don't we? It's I think we're quite lucky, but tickets at Dean Court are few and far between, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot harder to get a ticket down here than it is for Leeds.
You guys going to the Everton match?
Yes, we will be.
What, both of them?
Yes.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
I was meant to ask you, for our next away game after the World Cup against Chelsea, you're going to do a watch along from AFC TV at Stamford Bridge.
I think we're going to be.
No, we're going to be there. So there won't be no watch along. We'll be there.
Yeah, we will be there. We'll be there. But
fair enough.
Yeah, we are going to wrap it up now, guys. Like I say, let's give it another 5 minutes, just in case any more Leeds fans want to come on.
Can we try and see if Simon's going to work?
Shall we see if Simon's going to work? Oh,
we've got
hello,
a good record,
Simon.
haven't we? Up at Stamford Bridge.
It's not been brilliant. I do apologise, guys, for the Wi-Fi. haven't got my son here. He's the technophobe. I'm in my 50s. You guys are bloody half my age. You know, if one of you was here, you could tell me which plugs to plug in.
That's absolutely fine, mate. It's it's been great. I mean,
while my internet, sorry to butt in because I can't hear it so brilliantly, but I've heard a lot of talk that the World Cup is coming. It's coming this week. This week is the week. We've got to get something against Everton. We must get something against Everton. This week is absolutely crucial. That game against Everton on Saturday. Do you not agree?
Yeah, no, we've got to.
Yeah, it's
We've got to get
crucial.
3 points.
It's definitely
We've got to get
crucial.
3 points.
Yeah,
Because, you think about it, our next game's going to be Max. Shush. You think the next game's going to be Chelsea. So it's going to be a difficult place to go to. So, it's vitally important.
Unless we beat Everton, right? If we beat Everton in the League Cup, then we've got the next round, haven't we, before then?
I've got no idea. No idea.
I think we have.
Have we?
I'm the tider of I'm afraid we have. If we beat Everton, there's one more game before Boxing Day. Well, it's the day after Boxing Day, isn't it? The Chelsea game now, which
27th. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what a game where we had when we won 1-0 with Eddie that season. We went down. I was there. I could see myself and my son on match of the day. When total big club bias. When they didn't even want to look at the VAR, let alone that it'd gone over the line. Oh, when they gave that goal, we were all behind that goal. It was just brilliant. Amazing day that was.
Yeah, it was an amazing day. Great day.
Yeah. Definitely. I think Ash has just lost connectivity. There's a couple of gremlins, I think, in the system. Simon, you've been having problems. Matt's been having problems. I think it's Ash's turn now. So, feel free to come back on, mate. Couple of comments. Some Leeds fans. Oh, is Max gone?
Keeps freezing, Craig, I think.
Does it? Yeah. Leeds fan here, you guys were brilliant for like 55 minutes, but then what happened? We'll come back to that in a second. Let's just quickly dart through these and then we'll jump back to that one. I am a Leeds fan. Leeds are an aggressive team with belief. We simply play attacking football, and so did you. It's difficult for you or any team now to beat us. You deserved a point. No, thank you so much, Steve. I think that's a fair analysis there. Should we have deserved a point? I think we was the makers of our own demise, really, weren't we?
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Definitely, we were. We can't blame VAR or anything, can we? It was just
No.
I think against West Ham you could say yes, but then again against West Ham we weren't particularly that attacking.
No, pretty poor
that was a
again.
grim old night as well. That was a grim old night. I mean, it's since Southampton, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's since Southampton. The rot really set in that night. We had to go for them that night, and we didn't. I just watched it. It was so frustrating to watch that game where we just had to have it. I'll tell you what, it's been on the news, isn't it? They reckon that Southampton manager might go tonight. I don't know if that's going to happen, but Dom's goal yesterday, that was class, wasn't it?
Quality.
Reminded me of that Huddersfield goal when he scored at Huddersfield last season. Do you not think? It was similar, wasn't it, on the instant?
Yeah.
If we go down this season, there's going to be bids for him, and then there's a problem because we've got to keep Dom Solanke. I know he signed his contract, but a contract in football, he's good. He's good, isn't he, Dom Solanke? Wow, what a player!
Yeah. I think him and Zamora will be the players that teams will come after. Another couple of comments here from Leeds fans. We are Leeds, we are Leeds, we are Leeds, we are Leeds. Hello, David. And Alaor, Leeds. I think I've said that enough. What does Ash? What does ALAW stand for?
I have no idea. I'm not down with the kids, so I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I've seen it a couple of times, and MOT as well. Let's go back to this comment, because what happens. Go on, Simon. What do you think happened after the 55th minute, which was when Leeds started to get back in that game?
That was the moment you need a manager. That was the
Yeah.
moment I said to my son yesterday, oh my, soon, I mean, come on, the second goal was beautiful, wasn't it? No question. But I don't know if you guys can remember, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, it must have been last season. We played Chelsea pre-season, didn't we? And I think we were 1-0 up. I think we lost 2-1, didn't we, eventually? Just a pre-season game, before the West Brom game it was. And they targeted Travers that day. And they did exactly what happened yesterday. They did that like they did Leeds did yesterday. They did the call like they were watching Tottenham. Obviously, I mean, come on, these teams like Leeds and like Spurs, they've got their watchers. They're going to go back to the manager. They're going to feed this is what you need to do. To score against Bournemouth. They're doing those corners, aren't they? They're just on the inside of the 6-yard box. Travers doesn't know whether to come and punch or stay on his line. They did that yesterday to great effect. We got. I like Net. I mean, just to give. Sorry to rabbit on. I know I haven't listened to everything, but and I don't want to have a go at Mark Travers. Last season, I'll give you background. My son, he's got a friend who's a Coventry fan, and they had a song about their goalie, and it was here we go. Oh, Sterling, whoever his name was, in goal. We were away at Huddersfield, and we tried to get it going. There was a group getting it going. And then when it went to Sheffield United away, and he made that amazing save, didn't he, Travers, with the one hand?
Yeah.
And it was a 0-0, and the whole end got it going. And then we went to like the Forest game, and the whole stadium was singing it. My son started that song, right? So this is to show that I'm not at all like like a fickle fan, but the Liverpool game as well. I mean, he looked, his face, the colour had gone a bit. They're going to have to if Neto's not ready, they're going to have to bring another keeper in. Going to have to be brutal like Ferguson was in the 90s. I love Travers. He's brilliant. He's a lovely guy as well. Do you remember on the pitch against Forest? He's such a nice guy. But there's no room for sentiment. No room for sentiment. We're going to have to be brutal with. I don't know what to say really. Because
that's exactly the point.
Who comes in after Travers? There's just some youth goalie or something, isn't it? I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, it's an under 21 keeper.
I think Travers is a confidence goalkeeper, and everything you've said there, Simon, does make sense. Would it be better? And throwing this out there during the January window, getting somebody in as backup, or to challenge Neto. Of course, it's always that difficult thing. At the start of the season, I thought we're going to be hard pushed because who wants to come to Bournemouth to play second fiddle? Neto's made that position his own.
Neto never came here to be second fiddle, Craig.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
Neto never came here to be second fiddle. You don't sign a keeper of that kind of quality who's going to keep your bench warm all season. They knew that Travers, like I said to you before, Craig, Travers is going to be an absolutely outstanding goalkeeper one day.
Yeah.
It's just down to experience.
Yeah.
And like I said before, the way that, I'd say confidence as well, but just look at the way Neto comes for balls. He's so confident. When he's off that line, he's going to either catch it or he's going to punch it. Travers tends to flap, and that's just down to his inexperience.
And what about Neto when he's got the distribution? He chips the forwards. Travers hasn't got that to his game, has he?
No, unfortunately
He's
not.
A lovely, great keeper, great shot stopper. But can you remember when Guardiola went to Man City? The first thing he did, wasn't it, was say to Joe Hart, sorry, he needed to get someone who can play a bit, and they got this guy in now, I've forgotten his name, with a tattoo on his neck. He's awesome, isn't he? I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Emerson, him, and Travs, oh, geez, I don't know. It's a real worry, isn't it, with him? Because you'd thought that time he had out, those few weeks Neto, he would have had a look at his game, look back at old videos, what he did, he's come back. I mean, what's his stats? His stats after that, his stats must be awful. He's letting in 3, 4, 9. I mean, the keeper has to go normally when it's like that, surely. I mean,
No, you're absolutely right.
I think going back to that comment though, I think it's nothing you did that changed the game. It was the in-game management from our manager. I mean, Jesse Marsh gets a lot of stick for his subs, but I think he got it right. I think on this day he got it right, and your manager wasn't reactionary enough. So you didn't make the subs when you needed to make the subs, and you made the wrong subs.
Yeah, no,
Because
definitely.
like Nonto for me changed that game.
Yeah.
Like he changed it.
Massively.
I'm thinking, just going back to that Travers comment, I think maybe if we get somebody in as well, during January, maybe let Travers, and this might be horrible to say it because, of course, he was big part of the team that got us here. Let him go on loan to a club in the Championship, where he can get that confidence back up. I'm not saying that, send him on loan to Huddersfield, where his confidence might go even lower because they're getting thrashed. But somebody at the higher end of the league, even somebody like Luton or someone like Blackburn, get his confidence back. I don't know how those teams are suited with regards to goalkeepers, but it might be a case that that would help him rather than hinder him, because he's a shadow of what he was, which is a shame. Like you say, Simon.
But we haven't got. We
And
can't let him go. It's a very admirable sentiment, but how can we let him go? Because Neto is out fairly. I mean, the last comment we heard about it last week was he's out fairly long term, isn't he? He could be out till February or something.
till
Blimey.
February, yeah,
Well,
that's
Gary
a
O'Neill
real
said he's
worry.
out. It's not a short term thing, did he? He said it's not a short term thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Definitely, not sure.
Do you think it's a bit of ring rust or just confidence or
What, Neto? What, Travis?
no?
You mean?
Yeah.
You know what? When he was last season, well, we all know he was brilliant, wasn't he, in the Championship? But he was.
Yeah.
He has bulked up actually, because we noticed that he looks bigger now. He is bigger and stronger, but it is confidence. It just must be confidence. I mean, surely come out for that cross. It's coming across the 6-yard box. Punch it out. Or stay on your line. He keeps getting caught somewhere in the middle, wasn't it? That header yesterday. He's got to go and punch the ball. You've got to dominate that area. I mean, you remember Schmeichel all the days, I'm showing my age now, but he used to dominate the box. But you must dominate the 6-yard box. If you can't dominate that 6-yard box, you can't be in the Prem. It's just really simple.
He did the same against Leeds, really, didn't? Against Spurs, I should say.
Yeah,
did the same against Spurs. Exactly. So yeah, I've got to be honest. I completely agree with you, Simon. It's a shame because there is a real good goalkeeper in there.
Yeah, there
somewhere
is.
locked away.
In
Yeah.
time.
Another comment actually from Nipper. Thanks for coming back. I thought you was off, so yeah, thank you so much for checking us out, Nipper, and please hit the subscribe and do all that stuff as well. And by all means, you're more than welcome to come on if you do wish in the future. To be honest, we have some dynamite young players coming through at Leeds at the moment. Yeah, Somerville, the big one, and I'm sure there's quite a lot more as well. Found out actually what Allow stands for. We are Leeds.
There you go. I've learnt something.
Yeah, all Leeds are we. So yeah, marching on together is MOT.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. So yeah. MOTs normally cost me a fucking fortune, so so yeah, especially with my car. What we'll do is we'll wrap it up now, but thank you so much for coming on, everybody. Thank you, Ash, for joining us tonight. An absolute pleasure to have you on the show, and like I say, you're more than welcome to come on. Even if it's not against Leeds. Whenever you want, mate.
Yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, and hopefully you beat
Thank you.
Scum.
Oh, likewise, and hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm guessing Scum Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. A win
Yeah,
against
will
Man
be.
United. And of course, hopefully that also applies for that lot down the M27 as well, where we have to travel to St Fary's. But yeah, thanks so much again, Ash. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure, guys. Take care.
All right, take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.
And yeah, thank you again, Max, for coming on.
Sorry about the connection.
That's all right. To be honest, you're not the only one tonight. I think Ash had it, Simon had it,
I've had to
Matt
switch
had it.
from laptop to phone, and it's just been
Yeah, I'm on my
buffering. And
phone now.
it sounds
Yeah.
Can I
literally.
make,
Sometimes
guys?
when you
Can I
guys
make
are
one
speaking,
very small final point? One small
Go on.
final point. Look, he was brilliant last season. He was West Ham wanted him, Newcastle wanted him, and I see on some of the Bournemouth Facebook pages people, I don't rate him much. He's fantastic and a top guy as well. He can maybe give Travers that little bit of confidence and stuff. I think he needs to come back in, and I think he will. By the way, I think the moment he's ready, Gary O'Neill said he might come in before the World Cup. Does that mean Everton? I think as soon as he's ready, Lloyd Kelly comes straight back in that side, just for his composure and his class. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Lloyd Kelly, I think he is the captain of the side as well.
And a
I
good
want
player.
to see, he's a brilliant player. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute brilliant player.
Who would you drop? That's my question. Who would you drop?
I know, it's a difficult one, but they can bring him in as well as Senesi, can't they? Some people are saying, and maybe play him as a sweeper, but I do think he has to come in. I know people are saying, yeah, but Meps is playing so well, and Senesi, they're playing partnership and everything, but we're losing. We're losing 3 and 4 goals, you know. You think about that winner for Tottenham last Saturday, and the ball was bouncing in the box and they hooked it in. Who's to say someone like Lloyd Kelly wouldn't have been the cool man to be in front of that and hook it away? I mean, obviously nobody knows, but I just think he's such a good player. Do you remember that Forest game? That he was immense, wasn't he? And he was bossing everyone. Do you remember he getting in Jay-Z's face and telling all the players look up to him? I think he gives us something that we haven't got at the moment. I think he comes straight back in when he's fit. I really do. My opinion.
I think I would drop Senesi. I think if you put Kelly and Metham together, that's what happened against Aston Villa earlier on in the season.
You're right.
And it worked. So that's probably what I would do. There's going to be use for Senesi as well. At the moment, if one of those players gets injured, Senesi or Metham, we've got James Hill, who of course is untested at this level.
But he looked good for the England under-21s, didn't he? He looks like
he did,
a good
yeah.
lad. He looks good, you know.
I think he'll come good.
I mean, I know a couple of the guys here are saying, and I'm saying on the Facebook pages, you know, yeah, but Mex and Senesi has been brilliant and all that. But we're losing games. We're shipping 3 and 4 goals. You know, we're losing. Time to shake it up. Time to change it up. Lloyd Kelly's quality. Parker loves him. Moyes wanted him. Eddie wants him. Get him back in, please. I really do think he's the one to perhaps change our fortunes around. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Simon. You know, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And by all means, if you want to come on more often,
sorry for butting in all the time. Yeah.
I
look for your Facebook messages now. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, not a problem at all. Make sure you subscribed and everything. And by all means, you know,
do. I will
good. Yeah, by all means, come on whenever you want. You know, because you've made some brilliant points. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the club. I'm passionate about the club. We're a bigger club than Brentford, and we're the same size club as someone like Brighton. They've kicked on. Have you seen the way they're playing Brighton recently? They're a good side. We should be,
They
and
are.
we could be a club of that size. Let's get there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Brighton are high up in the league, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Brighton
are. They're doing well, Brighton.
Fulham. And
They're
of
a
course,
good side now.
you've got
Why can't
Saudi
we be like
Arabia in
that?
the top four, haven't you?
Saudi Arabia.
It's a good one. Good one.
albeit Eddie Howe is managing them, so fair enough. But yeah, thanks again, Simon. Thanks again, Max. A pleasure
Thanks
as
for inviting
always.
me on. Really nice. Thank
No,
you. I appreciate you inviting me.
Absolute pleasure to have you on, Simon. And yeah, by all means, welcome anytime. And any special shows that we're doing, we'll send you over a link or something. Send you over a Facebook message. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Definitely.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Nice to meet you all.
Cheers.
And you as well. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
And then it's just me and you. So yeah, a really good show again tonight. Some very, very good points made by Max, by Simon, by Ash, our Leeds fan as well. Some technical issues, unfortunately, but I think a lot of that is with StreamYard as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have a different point of view. It's always nice to have the opposition give their views as well. It's what makes it's what's the best thing about football. It's all about debate, isn't it? And people's opinions, and it was great to hear Simon's opinions tonight. He's got some real good, in-depth knowledge, and is obviously very passionate about the club, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's always great to see new faces as well. So yeah, it's been a good evening.
Yeah, definitely. I know that this message did pop up. Who are the 3 worst teams in the league according to you guys? We did, it is difficult, but we did touch on it a little bit earlier on. So please do have a watch back at that, because it is all on there. Of course, we will be having our Everton preview coming up. In fact, we're probably going to have 2 Everton previews because of the not FA Cup. What am I all about? Carabao. How do you say it? Carabao?
I forgot.
Whatever it's called. League Cup. Let's call it the League Cup.
That's it. That's what it always used to be called, wasn't it? The League Cup.
It's the League Cup. So yeah, we'll probably have 2 based on that fact as well. So please do hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you, Leeds fans, for getting involved as well. Like I say, the majority have been absolutely brilliant over these past couple of days, so thank you. But until the next show, we will be doing some cherry picking as well. By all means, let us know what sort of themes that you want as well. Because if there's any themes that you think of, fans, ping it in the comment section at the bottom of this video. If we don't use it this week, we'll use it the following week, so not a problem. But until the next one, up the cherries, and we'll see you then. Thank you for joining us.